Okay, we are live.
Welcome to Chapter 2, Session 5 of our Legends of Generica GURPS campaign. I'm Gigermann, today's GM. And people's characters are just getting fewer and fewer points as we go.
Does that count as a disapproving look?
From the GM, that counts as like 10 disapproving looks.
Is that a disapproving tone?
We know what we're doing.
I can't. I don't have another block for currency.
Anybody have any bookkeeping they need to take care of?
I believe I mentioned to you that I added the cavalry training lance technique.
Right.
Those 2 points. I should have had it already.
I think Leo is going to get better at climbing.
Was he not that great at climbing?
Oh, he's got a 13. So,
yeah.
He's good, but he could be better.
He's not a monkey man yet.
Or do I want to get better at observing?
Well, you use that one a lot.
I think he'll get better at observing.
So regarding not clerical investiture, it's power investiture and sanctity and all that. So I did a bit of looking into that, and I think the realization I'm coming to with that, in that regard, is that, and it's going to sound like a big duh moment, but sanctity and mana are not even related. They're not the same thing. And what I mean by that is mana is an amount of magical presence, power, whatever, whereas sanctity is just how holy something is or how unholy something is. It's not really the same thing.
Duh.
So what I'm thinking, and this is just an ass poll for the time being, I haven't really crunched it yet, but I would probably say that power investiture, being magic, would probably give you the same benefits as magery. For example, the magical sense. However, spells and such are still keyed to the divine power. So I need a better explanation for this. It's like magic and magical ability, magery, is like pulling from the entire internet, whereas sanctity and power investiture is just pulling from one port. But the benefit of that is that that port is available even when the internet goes down.
As someone who has no magical abilities whatsoever, I just shrug and say, okay, whatever.
Anyway, I don't know that it's necessarily going to come up in the near future, but I'm still thinking about it. Can argue about that later. All right. Dustin, got anything to do?
Negative.
Get well.
Y'all need some new spells.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Once upon a time, in the land of Clichea, in the kingdom of Generica, in the 12th year of King John the 17th, a week since the Thieves Guild shenanigans, the company of the Bere are at the Hall of Heroes for the Heroes Guild St. Victus Day feast.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, Aquaman is making a sandwich.
Bum, bum, bum. And so,
How many days was it since the doohickey?
about a week.
Okay.
So, a bit of catch up. Sometime during the week, you guys were all called into the mayoral court to testify to the Thieves Guild shenaniganry. At that point, you guys discovered that Garrett, the locksmith, the black hooded man, had escaped custody, and nobody knows where he went. After the proceedings, the thugs that you guys had picked up were all nailed by the ear to the pillory yesterday.
Ow.
And were only recently released, excepting the one being cared for at St. Medica's, who is still catatonic and not responding.
And the dead one.
Also, Sir Kenrick had gotten a letter informing him that the Duke will be staying in the capital for the wedding and the tournament preceding it.
Right. Been busy getting the place spick and span and clean.
Indeed.
Basically, I got chased out by the housekeeper, who said, "You're getting in the way. Move."
So, you are at the Hall of Heroes for the feast. This occurs simultaneous with
When is the tourney?
Middle of next month. Basically
Gotcha.
2 weeks.
Ah, wow. Closing in. Let's see how
Indeed.
quickly I get booted out of the stupid tourney, because the dice say F you, buddy.
Mm-hmm. So, St. Victus is the patron saint of the Heroes Guild. So that feast is a big day for them.
He is also one of the saints that is pledged to with the knightly oath.
Indeed. This feast occurs simultaneously with other chapters in other kingdoms. Most of the other companies in the area are in attendance, so there's 100 plus in the hall. There was a street procession up to the Hall of Heroes.
Sir Magnus was being irritating.
More than likely.
Prancing about.
The guild does the procession to make members known to the public, though they do it with a bit less pomp and ceremony as some of the other guilds do. There were martial contests, archery, riding, that sort of thing. And at the feast itself, the Honorable Patron Zealous gave the invocation, and the Most Honorable Valorous of Heroham gave a rousing speech about brotherhood and all that. And the food is good, if a bit middle class. And nobody is fighting at the moment.
Actually, you say that good if middle class. I watched what's his name? The Modern Knight dude, where he was going over the various foods, and honestly, lower class food sounds like it would be tastier than upper class foods in medieval eras, which is ironic.
Depending on your preferences, I'm sure. In attendance, you have the like of the Generic Heroes Company, the Famous Adventurers Crew, which everybody knows those guys. The Old Veterans Company. Sarekat's crew is here on break from rebuilding the village they burned down. The Brothers of the Sword are here. There is a bit of scuttlebutt going around about the Bounty Brothers, who are in prison, and the guild has apparently exhausted their ability to help.
Damn, what do they do?
So, during the feast, Master Shaba comes up behind Sir Kenrick and presents him with a letter. He says one of the Stagwood household servants showed up a little bit ago and said that it was urgent.
Ah, very good. Thank you very much. And I shall peruse of said letter. Wow, that's really hard to read.
Yeah, sadly. So given that Sir Kenrick will undoubtedly have to read that to the rest of the crew.
I don't know if that's true. Gitwell and Dustin both are going to be capable of reading, if that's what you mean.
That is not what I mean. It's just because you are in possession of it.
Oh, right. Well, let's see what's it say. Unless you were actually saying I should read it out loud.
I'm saying you should read it out loud.
Then you should say so. Sir Kenrick, that's me. I hope this letter finds you hale and hearty. Unfortunately, I wish I could write to you under better circumstances. This is from Raina, by the way. As you know, I was called home in order to reclaim my family's lands. I was successful in my endeavors. Huzzah! Now, how come she didn't enlist our aid? However, recently there has been rumors of a terrible beast destroying property and killing livestock. Fortunately, I was able to catch sight of the creature after tracking its trail. However, it is unlike anything I have ever witnessed. A little bit close word repetition there. Too many howevers. I am concerned the former Baron who unjustly controlled Starkweather lands may be responsible for sowing fear and discord among my people. I ask for your swift assistance in this matter. I am willing to offer 5 guild coins for services rendered. If the terms are acceptable, I beseech for you and the rest of the company to travel to Guffin Hall in haste, for time is of the essence. If the gods are willing, I can soon look upon your faces once again. In honor and fellowship, Lady Raina Starkweather of Guffin Hall. Well, that's groovy. I am totally up for that because I'm fairly certain I have. Do I not have? Oh, yeah, Sense of Duty, Company of the Bere, and I still consider her a member of the company.
How did she get 5 guild coins?
Well,
She's a lady now.
You recall a while back I had that discussion with you guys about her share.
So we're getting her share back.
She also had at least 1 or 2 of her own.
That's true. We all had like 19 or something, so.
So yeah.
Break out the map.
The concern here, as far as the timing, is that the tournament is due to start in 2 weeks.
Well then, there's no time to waste. Unless we just thoroughly throw you for a loop and go, no, sorry, we can't do it.
Kendrick's just warmed to her form, so totally.
Ew.
He doesn't know.
Well, to be fair, Sir Kenrick hasn't actually hit on her.
Yeah.
So Kenrick doesn't hit on women.
Unlike Brother Getwell.
Who may have hit on her. Ew.
Well, he doesn't know.
That's an excuse. Yeah, I should probably break out our map, plot the quickest route
Well, first question to answer here is: are you guys gonna cut out of the festivities to go take care of this, or are you going to pick it up tomorrow?
It depends who wants to start a fight.
I think I am probably okay with discreetly making an exit. I mean, it's not like they're gonna, if they see, somebody received something and then a group sort of makes a discreet exit, everybody's gonna go, okay, yeah, I know, I have a pretty good idea what's going on there.
Yeah, at the very least, everybody here knows this business.
Yep, we're a bunch of SEALs and our beepers just went off.
Yeah.
It's the end of Top Gun when they get their orders.
I don't remember Top Gun well enough to agree or disagree.
They're all having their celebration graduation party, and then they get their orders that
Right.
the Russians are coming.
Not the Russians.
For whatever reason.
Or the MiG 20 somethings that look
28.
a lot like F5s.
And there's no such thing as a MiG-28.
I love that movie
Tom
though.
Cruise isn't a fighter pilot either, so.
Well.
Right. So,
All right.
I think we should make our exit.
Yeah, make a discreet, exit.
Indeed.
Apologize for any ruffled feathers.
Actually, I guess if you're talking over mission planning, then you're probably just going to go to the tavern.
Where's our dwarf fellow?
Right. So, Murdoch says, unfortunately, he's got some guild obligations with the Smiths, and he can't go.
So that's
Very
why.
sad about that.
That's why we haven't had a fight yet.
All right. So, Guffin Hall is in the Westmark. In the north, see the purple or magenta pin. It will be a bit of a go.
So everybody needs horses.
If you want to do it quick, everybody should probably get horses.
Oh, my aching butt.
Right. So that is going to be passing through, based off of the road. It looks like it's going to be passing into the woodlands through the capital.
So if you actually take the King's Road to Stagwood Castle in Huntsley, and then go north from there, basically stay on the good roads the whole time, it'll actually be a little faster, even though it's longer, technically speaking.
Yeah. Well, it's approaching. It's also approaching like the anniversary of Kenrick's mother's death, which he's gonna. So he's going to want to go there and do the Aragorn thing. Clean off her tombstone equivalent, say a prayer, etc., etc.
Also, Daisy, the housemaid at the townhouse, has said that she's got some letters that need to go to
kill two
Stagwood
birds with
Castle.
one stone.
Indeed.
So how long is that going to actually take us if we
So
do?
each one of
well?
those hexes is basically 1 day's walk. Although if you're riding, you can basically get 1.5 hexes. So overall, depending on how you push it, and if you do some decent rolls, you can probably get there in 3 days, 4 days, something like that.
All right. Well, everybody get your horses, get your gear.
So first thing to do is the preparations.
Yes, indeed.
We will begin with Murdoch, who isn't here.
His preparation
Dustin?
is, I'm not getting involved.
Dustin, you are first. How are you going to contribute to the preparations?
I think it's best for another weather sense and weather planning. Planning for weather.
Why do you never do research?
Well, last time I brought up research, you mentioned it takes a really long time.
It takes a while, yes, but at the time you were like right there
Yeah,
in the middle of it, unlike now. And because if you go, for example, you can get a +1 on the research for going to the Heroes Guild library. And if you go to the Wizards Guild library, you can get a +2.
He's got to go to the Wizards Guild, doesn't he?
I am assuming that he's going to end up going to the Wizards Guild anyway, just to check in and let him know you're leaving.
pretty much, yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute. All right, so you have a success for weather sense, preparing for the weather. That's, now that I think about it, that's true. I can see him focusing on the weather, given his magical proclivities. Indeed. Brother Getwell, how will you
I'm totally
contribute?
going to go get some ointments and some other stuff because this is going to suck again.
What's that going to be? All right.
Crap.
I can live with that.
What I use.
How is Sir Kendrick going to contribute? You can always use leadership for this. It's perfectly
Yeah, I'm just not
doable.
super great at leadership. Well, because it doesn't. There are some bonuses or modifiers, but they're all for NPCs.
Yeah, I was just thinking, what if everybody in the group is all already tending to follow your lead? You got to get a bonus on that or something.
Yeah, because they're the modifiers they have is like the -5 for the NPC has never been in action with me. +5 if an NPC is loyal to me is good. +10 if it's very good. And -5 if I'm sending a NPC into danger but not going myself. Like, that's great, but what about PCs?
Well, that would depend on loyalty. I'd say we're at the +5 loyalty. We're not at +10 yet. We're getting there, but you got some work to do.
Well, apparently he's not he's distracted right now.
Well, that's without any of the stuffs. So I'll make sure to actually improve my leadership next time.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if the Sense of Duty team ought to give you something there at least. I know that's not normally part of that.
Well, if I can get a +3 in there.
Well, they'd be that much. All right, how will Leodin contribute?
Since excuse me, since we are traveling, Leo will probably use his survival woodlands to find us some good spots, like pre-plan some good spots to camp and where to go and that sort of stuff.
You're unlikely to actually be camping in this case.
Are we not traveling on a road that's a long way away?
Yeah, but if everybody gets horses, more than likely you're going to end up in a city every night.
Let me check his traits.
Unless something just goes horribly wrong. Which isn't to say that survival couldn't still be useful here.
No, he doesn't have the trait I was looking for. So in that case, he will use navigation to find us the best route.
Now you have a compass, which is required equipment, and you also have the itinerary, which is a +1, I think I said. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So looks like we've got a net 1.
Yay.
1 preparation point. Which, to be fair, you've only ever used 1 at a time anyway. All right. So at this point, Dustin, Getwell, and Laodin, are you all spending a coin to rent a horse or doing some other sort of thing in that regard?
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Oh, I bought a
And
horse a few
potentially
sessions ago.
grumbling. Did you buy one?
Yeah, I paid the 4.
I did not put you down for that.
Unfortunately, I can't remember which session it was. I just remember that we had the long talk about renting versus buying.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and bought.
Well, I knew that Paul had bought that because he put that on his character sheet. Did you put it on your character sheet?
I thought I put the expenditure. Yeah, I have it under my currency. It's not in my inventory, but under my currency in the box side.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, right. You spent the guild coins for it. Okay. So noted. You don't need to purchase a new one.
So it's just 1 guild coin for the horse?
It's 1 to rent. We will deal with where Dustin's stabling his horse later, but for the time being, we have established he already has 1. So that is everybody. Everybody's good, so we will all be mounted. Let's see here. So, as you guys are going throughout your latter part of the day, dealing with kitting up, you will occasionally pass through the low market, where the town crier is doing his thing.
Which one is it today?
Today it is Joffrey Chester.
Ah, it's that guy.
And you hear such things as chivalry on display, the grand tournament to be held in honor of the future Queen of Generica, Malvina Leinhardt, begins on early summer feast day and ends with the royal wedding on midsummer festival. Knights from all corners of the kingdom have been invited to battle for prizes and their ladies' favor. And as mentioned before, early summer feast day is 15 days from now. The dread pirate captured a fortnight ago in Coastland's waters has been revealed to be an impostor, sadly for him, after his most public execution. The real dread pirate is believed to be still at large. His Grace, the Duke of the Coastlands, has sworn to double his efforts to catch this menace and bring him to the king's fair justice. Notice to all foreign merchants within the glorious capital's walls. The council, in its wisdom, has elected to raise a nominal levy on all export trade registered through any of the city's guilds. Further announcements at the next bell. And do come see me in our production of A King's Ransom at our very own Generic Theater on 6 days, all this month.
Now I'm disappointed that I won't be in town to be able to go see.
I know some ladies.
No,
So-
it's not the same. I have a disapproving look.
That really deserve a disapproving look.
He intentionally misconstrued what I meant.
That's true.
We're going to go see a lady. Maybe you can get her favor.
Indeed.
She's got great tracts of land.
Just to point out something the character will probably be considering is that he has not gotten an invitation.
Well, yeah, that's bad. I haven't gotten a damned invitation yet.
Well, nobody really knows who he is. So, you
that
guys
leads to a question: is there some way to request an invitation, because he would have done so?
Well, he can always look into what the situation is, and there will be excellent people to talk to about that coming up. In the meantime, along with your kitting up, you guys will go report to your various homes and let them know you are going to be out. So, Dustin is going to the Wizards Guild Academy to inform the headmaster of the academy that he is going to be out. And when he does, Magister Hokum,
Wow.
here's about the you're going to Westmark, and says, "You're the son of the bookbinder, yes?"
Is Dustin?
You are.
Yes.
And he takes Dustin back to his office, where he quickly writes a letter while he explains. The Academy has loaned out the Clans of the Highlands some years ago to the mayor of Fortsbury, who is Chancellor of Westmark, to have a copy made for his library. Recently, somebody doing research had need for it and realized it was gone, and they still need it. You are tasked to bring it back.
Clearly, your duty kicked.
It may have.
Very well.
Well,
I
all right,
am
then.
at least reasonably confident I can find a book.
Come on now, you're talking to like one of the Jedi Masters. You have to run around calling him Master all the time.
Well, Magister in this case.
Eh.
Sir Kenrick,
Maestro.
as mentioned, Daisy has letters going out to Stagwood Castle.
And I will volunteer to carry them forthwith.
She'll point out that one or two of those are specifically for the Lord Vicar.
Very good.
Lydon.
He does not have curious, so he doesn't even care. He's like, put them in the appropriate bag, and he will relate them to the appropriate parties.
The player knows what's going on. The character has absolutely no clue. Lydon will tell the Rentleys he's going to be out for a week or two. And Make you will go inform Grace that he will also be out for a bit. And
make sure that you apply the lotion as I instructed, and then tell what's her name to take those pills. Take that concoction twice a day. And don't scratch.
Did you just tell her it rubs the lotion on its skin?
It rubs the lotion on the skin. It's analgesic, not analgesic. It goes in the mouth.
I presume you are going to be taking Wagon along?
Heck yeah, she needs to stretch her legs.
All right. So it'll take you the better part of the evening to get going. So, do you take off in the morning or do you push on at night?
Hocus. Sorry. Right. So it's going to take us the bulk of the day to kit up and stuff.
Yeah.
Then we'll probably leave at first light, I'm presuming.
Anybody object?
Negative.
That is a no.
Bueller.
Grumble, grumble.
All right. So on sunrise on 3-day, you guys take off. Let me get my stuff. So you guys are going to be first traveling to the Woodlands, to Huntsley and Stagwood Castle, Sir Kenric's sort of kind of ancestral home.
Where he was born and where he grew up. So
On day 2, you guys will head up to Bonnyfield, Lordsbury there, and you can reach there in one go. If you push the horses a bit, you can get there. And then day 3, you have a choice whether to go to Crowning Stone in Clansdale, which is going to be a short ride, and then go on day 4 on to Westmark. Or you can try to skip straight across, and it'll be a long day's ride, but you could probably get there before
we'll
dark.
totally skip skate across. That'll let Landon feel like he's earning his keep with the whole navigation thing.
True. All right.
But
So
Lady Raina did say that time was her. I gotta find the stupid thing again now.
time was of the essence.
Time was of the essence.
So, starting the travel montage. First thing I need is a universe reaction roll for the trip.
The universe is cold and indifferent.
That's leaning toward the good side of neutral, so it's at least going to be relatively pleasant. Let's see, what was the weather was going to be. So the day you took off, it was really hot. But the next couple of days after that, not so bad. And the next thing we need is the height. I guess it's going to be riding rolls for everybody.
Now remember, you guys will have at least a +1 because your mounts will have the mount skill.
I think I will let Dustin make a reaction roll for his horse to determine what his how much he likes you.
You're gonna roll 3.
Ah.
He doesn't like you all that much. You won't get the
Do
+5.
you actually have the
Dex -4, right?
Was it? I think that's
Oh my
right.
God, it's been some
Oh, is
points,
it good?
man.
Well, you know,
Oh my butt.
So the
Okay,
question
yeah.
I had was if Dustin actually had the writing skill. So that's a no. So that it probably explains why your horse doesn't like you, because it's like you don't really know how to handle the reins properly.
Uh-huh.
You're sitting off. You're weird.
Suppose you could have made an animal handling roll to as an influence roll instead of the reaction. But you don't have that.
I'm not super great at animal handling either, honestly, because my IQ is 10.
Well, Dustin still needs a ride check.
Yeah, sorry.
So
I'm
it looks
trying
like you're going to
piece it
be
together.
Dex -3, I guess. Same as Getwell.
Well, it didn't look like he knew what he was doing.
He's kind of got the idea.
He totally faked it.
He's like totally watching how Kenrick rides. Like, oh, I need to do it that way, do it that way.
Needs
That's actually success by 1.
He needs a proper elven horse. One that responds to Elvish. So you got a 1-up. We got 1, 0, 2, 9, 11. You got 11 up. That's pretty damn good for your group total.
I'm messing up the curve again. It's like I'm back in
Yeah.
high school.
Well, we were expecting that too. So as for the whole Kingswood thing, Sir Kenrick is helping everybody get the idea throughout.
No,
Making up
brother,
for-
relax. Stop leaning like that.
Whether you enjoy being constantly bothered about it or not. So you start out on the King's Road heading east, and it's all fairly pleasant at this point. There's at least one point during the day around the time you're about to cross the river when Sir Magnus charges a knight headed to the west on the road.
Stop it! Stop it!
You realize that you're actually seeing quite a number of knights headed that direction these days for what you realize are obvious reasons now. And you continue through Midland and into Huntsley. And by the evening, you reach Stagwood Castle.
Wow, home was pretty cool looking. Yeah, that's nice. Where is that actually? Apart from Stagwood Castle.
I forget the name of the actual castle. It started with an O, but I think incidentally it is the one that they're using for Kaer Morhen in the new season of Witcher.
How appropriate.
That was unintentional.
Uh-huh.
So you arrive at the castle late and Getwell's having somewhat of a rough day, but he brought his medicine, so he's ready to get off that thing and get on with it. The Duke is present. He does not come out to greet you, which is no great surprise to Sir Kenrick.
No, I'm no one. Apart from his nephew. He's very busy.
As they will get you set up in some rooms to sleep for the night, and as you start going through all this process, basically the whole family's here, and a lot of them are actually starting to pack up to go to the capital.
Right. Gonna have to quickly visit the younger cousins. Do my duty first. I gotta get the letters to the appropriate parties.
So, starting with Sir Kenrick, since he's got so much to do, what all are you doing while you are here?
Letters, family, tombstone.
So I don't think everybody else here knows what the tombstone thing is.
I'm basically just, if you recall, I think it was in the regular edition of Fellowship, may have been in the special edition, I don't remember, but they have the scene where Aragorn is visiting his mother's grave, and he's brushing the leaves off, sort of thing. So I'm sort of thinking of that kind of thing. Unstated, because he's like, yeah, he's gonna let everybody know that, okay, yeah, it's the anniversary of his, or closing in on the anniversary of his mother's death, which is unstated. That means it's also closing in on the day of his birth.
Indeed. I had forgotten that.
Yeah, the only important part about that is I'll just have to, increment my age.
That's true. Probably have to make a note of the date. Anyway,
What is today? It'll be tomorrow.
Let's see. This is the 1st of early summer. Yeah, 1 early summer.
Okay, so it'll be the 2nd of early summer.
Laodin, what shall he be doing in Huntsley Castle, or Stagwood Castle, excuse me?
He's going to get his loaner time in, and he's just going to walk the grounds and just make sure these guys are doing things right by not overly exploiting their natural resources and stuff.
You keep having to tell guards and stuff that Heroes Guild. Oh, Mr. Kenrick. Oh, yeah. But it's a nice place. As you're looking around, you're seeing that they're actually remodeling a number of areas. In fact, Sir Kenrick can tell you about how leaky certain places are, and they're actually finally getting around to fixing this stuff. And Sir Kenrick will eventually get to see the Duke, although not everybody else will be invited. I'm sure you guys will eat something in the morning or whatever.
Does he find anything disturbing, like their latrines go straight into their main river or something like that?
So Duke Rickard is basically like Stannis Baratheon in Game of Thrones, so he's super strict and super by the book, whatever that book is. So I would say everything is relatively clean to the extent that it can be.
Slightly OCD clean.
And reasonably well organized around the castle. So it's not bad as human occupations go. You will note that there is a druidess present. Although she doesn't speak to you, she kind of stays out of the way. Wears red and all that. What shall Dustin be doing at Stagwood Castle?
Asking if they have a library.
They do have a library. It's not huge, but it is one.
He shall peruse it for any books of a magical nature, or that just cover magic, myth, that sort of thing.
You should probably request permission to do so first.
I'm assuming he is requesting permission to do so.
He didn't say
would
that.
not.
He just said, "I'm gonna go check it out."
Yeah, if normal decorum to ask, he would not violate that just because new books, but he would check to make sure it's okay before he goes and proceeds to flip through like as many pages as he can.
Not unlike Laodin's situation, you will be allowed entry into the library and see that it is reasonably well kept. Nothing offends your bookbinder sensibilities, but also nothing in there necessarily spectacular, in your opinion.
Okay.
If you wanted to study something, you probably could, though. Brother Getwell.
He might
Oh,
notice
go
the
ahead.
writing.
Oh, you mean actually put points in skills kind of thing?
Well, reading books on writing to get justification to later spell points.
Ah. Very well. So noted. Brother Getwell, what shall he be doing at Stagwood Castle?
Being really quiet. I bet he had kid aggro.
What?
Or he fell asleep. What is
What's up?
Is Getwell going to be doing anything while he's at Stagwood Castle?
Probably hanging out in the kitchens, enjoying whatever treats he can find.
Take that how you will.
Exactly.
Come here,
Kenrick
Ratchet
is
Roll.
totally totally going to find him at some point there and give him a disapproving look.
Boo.
They're too busy, with the packing and stuff.
Yeah, they are kind of busy. But they'll feed you at least. Probably some road bread. All right, so other than those things, nothing especially interesting happens while you're here, except you guys get to walk around and get the tour of Sir Kenric's upbringing.
Probably see the cousins.
And they're not fighting at the moment.
Well, I was thinking of actually the uncle's children.
Yeah, Uncle Buck is here. And all the
uncle,
guys are here.
Regular Uncle the Duke. But yeah, those guys as well.
Yeah, they're all here. Tommen will say that he is going to the tournament. Actually, they're all going to the tournament, obviously, but Tommen is actually going to be in it.
Well, I look forward to unseating you, cousin.
Next morning, you guys are given some road bread to take with you, and some well wishes. When you go out to get the horses, Sir Magnus comes around the corner, and he has some white linen cloth of some kind hanging out of his mouth.
What have I told you about that?
As you take it from him, you realize that these are ladies' undergarments.
Chuckle.
You've been spending entirely too much time with Gitwell.
You continue on.
Give those over to a stable guy, a stable boy, with great apologies.
Do something.
But hey,
please.
they know how Sir Magnus is. They're
That's true.
They're probably pleased he didn't hurt anyone today with his loving bites.
Day 2, you guys continue on to Bonnyfield, and this is your entry into the Highlands specifically. Bonnyfield is one of those territories that gets passed back and forth a lot back in history. So it's technically part of the Midlands, but at any rate, right now this is South Scotland or North England, whatever you like. But you guys, it is...
What is this Scotland, England stuff you're talking about?
Nothing of great import. You will ride the day and arrive pretty close to dark at Lordsbury Castle, or Lordsbury Castle Town. You don't know anybody here, so you'll probably just get an inn of some sort.
Seems logical.
Isn't that Downton Abbey?
I don't think so, but frankly, I wouldn't know if it were. But no, this is Lordsbury Castle. Yeah, so everybody around here talks funny. I think most of you guys have not been this far north. I don't know that any of you have. Maybe Sir Kenric.
Yeah, it's weird that he's one of the more traveled of the group.
We need a token on the map representing where we are.
I suppose that's true.
Needs to be a horse head.
I'm not sure about that. Oh, well. Yeah, we did use that at one time, didn't we? Actually, yeah, that was supposed to be the green pin.
I think there is like a walking token.
But we're not walking.
We got a bunch of those. We got a bunch of those map tokens. I just haven't put it on there. You're welcome to futz about like I typically do when I'm not GMing.
There you go.
All right, so otherwise, this particular leg of the journey, long and uncomfortable, but otherwise unremarkable. The next morning, you guys will set out for Westmark, for Dunland specifically, and you guys are going to take the shortcut instead of going through Crowningstone.
Yep. Because, Liddon's been acting a little twitchy around all of the people. So we want to make sure he doesn't go postal and start shooting people with machine gun arrows.
So you enter the territory of Clansdale, which is very, very much the Highlands at this point. And if everybody talked funny in Bonnyfield, they'd talk even funnier here. Getting relatively difficult to understand. But toward the latter part of the day, you guys will arrive at Dunland and Draftley Castle, or Draftley Keep, excuse me. Now, at Draftley Keep is where you will expect to find Mayor of Fortsbury, the Chancellor of Westmark, who is in possession of the book you are here to retrieve.
Excellent.
So, as you are approaching the keep, you pass by a moderate-sized castle town, which frankly looks like a hive of scum and villainy.
We must be cautious.
You approach the keep, and you are going to, I presume, actually, why don't I not presume and ask you, what are you planning to do as you get here?
Draftley Keep. Okay, so where is this in relation to Guffin Hall?
Technically, if you look down to the west, you can see it.
Oh, okay. Well, then, though, we can just briefly introduce ourselves, maybe, or heck, just no. Let's focus on going to Guffin Hall first, and then we can retrieve the book on the way out. Because we wouldn't want to get the book and then have to trudge through a bunch of stuff and get it all icky and muddy.
That's a very good point. Why risk the book with whatever we're going to end up risking ourselves with?
Well, you don't know what's going to happen.
Unless we are required by law or anything to visit the keep first.
Well, I think your big issue here is what you don't know. So you don't know how long you're going to be here. You don't know what's going to happen. And you don't know whether or not the mayor is even here, or if the Marquis is here.
I can at least ask I'm presuming there's like some guards or something.
Actually, I suppose there would be some banners if the Marquis were here, and you don't.
This is also true.
If you talk to the guards, the gate guards, they will let you know that Mayor is here. And he may be leaving soon.
Right. Well, then I guess we probably do need to at least seek an audience for Dustin's sake.
That'd be much appreciated.
So wait, who was the person that checked out the thing?
The mayor.
Okay, then yeah, I was wondering if it was the mayor or if it was his scribe or something like that. But yeah,
The loan was to the Mayor Robart of Fortsbury. So you will approach the keep and seek admittance. Who shall be speaking?
probably me with the Savoir Faire stuffs.
All right. And you'll get your status with that. You can go ahead and roll that if you like. Fortunately, you don't have any of the ugly people here with you. So he won't drag you down. All right, you got a reasonably good success. You go up to the gate. You ask for an audience with Mayor of Fortsbury, and they will go and fetch and come back. Say you have to leave your weapons here. Blah blah blah. You know, the usual crap. Within, you are taken back to a chamber where a man with a very large pointy hat is sitting at a desk buried in a ton of paperwork and is clearly very busy, and ask what your business is.
Does he have like the indicative, the whatever that shows he's the mayor?
He is wearing the mayor's collar.
Well, I will apologize for interfering with him, or was it? Yeah, just interrupting. That's the word I was looking for. And quickly explain that my associate here, Apprentice Magister Destin, was tasked by the Wizards Guild to retrieve a certain tome that had been borrowed by him.
Indeed, sir. I believe it was the insert title here.
Clans of the Highlands.
That's
what he said.
And he'll, still very distracted, he thinks about that for a second and says, okay, you need to find Brother Scribble at the Dodgyville Priory, which you guys just passed on the way in.
Very good. Thank you, my lord. I'm not sure what the mayor's
Your Honor?
determined. Your Honor?
All right, off to the castle town then.
Yep.
Not hanging around. There's a lot of seedy characters in this castle.
They're all wearing dresses.
You don't feel terribly comfortable, and they talk funny. All right, the priory in town is not hard to find, and you introduce yourself to whoever's at the door, and they will take you back to see Brother Scribble.
Greetings, sir. We have I've been tasked by the Wizards Guild to retrieve a book that we believe you have on loan, the Clans of the Highlands. We were
Clans
told
of the
that you might
Highlands.
have it.
Yes. So he takes you back to his room back there, and there's a little heavy looking table in the corner, and he clears a bunch of little books off the top of that, and then he pulls the cloth off the table, and you realize that the table is in fact a very large book.
Oh my. That is not a small book.
Ah.
That is the biggest book you've ever seen. It is bound in wooden boards covered in leather, ornate metal guards and fittings. It's about 3 feet by 2 feet.
We'll come back for you.
And if you try to heft it at all, you will find it weighs more than you do. Literally, it weighs 165 pounds.
Doesn't weigh more than me.
Brother Scribble will inform you that he is probably not going to be around for much longer. He's going on a journey, and you may need to take possession of it now.
Oh, goodness.
All right, so there's no possible way this guy could set it aside. We can find some place to store it here and come back for it.
The problem
It's
is
fine.
he can't sign it out until he hands it off, and he's not going to be back for a couple of weeks at least.
So he could sign it out to us. We'll find someone here to hold it, and we'll come back for it.
Well, what you do after you sign it out is your business.
Right. So we're going to sign it out, carry it out. We can leave it at Guffin Hall with Raina, or Lady Raina.
Could just wrap it and put it on a horse.
Wow, this is a very heavy book.
You don't actually have a pack horse. The pack animal you have is a llama.
Yeah, I keep meaning.
Yeah, the llama is totally not going to be hefting that thing.
Well, I keep
she
meaning
might
to
be able to manage it.
I keep meaning to think that it's like realistically, I should like be purchasing another horse or two.
That's true.
Because if we weren't like wholly quasi cinematic in this stuff, I would not be riding Magnus except when combat is about to ensue.
All right, so with your signature, Brother Scribble says, I hereby remand this monstrous thing into your possession. Gods be with you.
We need a
I'll
cart.
leave them.
And you know
Okay,
what's
here
nice
comes
about that? I can drive one.
Well, to be fair, you don't have as far to go right now. So, is that what you're going to do? You're going to try to find a cart? Like
I
really
think that's a good
fast because
plan.
it's really late. Now, as I said, you can actually see Guffin Hall from here. It's about between 3 and 5 miles to the west. You could potentially get there in an hour easily enough, even with a cart. So you are going to go out into the town, find a cart, rent a cart, buy one.
How much do they cost?
I have no idea.
Well, we have these gold guild coins. They're gold.
They are not gold.
Actually,
They
they're not
are
gold. Mithril.
Do you want to buy a cart outright?
A wagon, according to GCA, is 600 GURPS.
I am looking at low tech because I think they have all that stuff in there.
They do.
TL3 skill teamster. Because worst comes to worst, I'll just buy the wagon and let do any PCs have the teamster skill?
I do.
Okay,
Yep.
so that'll be good.
Tell you what, you can spend a preparation plot point.
I think we should do that, and we go up. We're gonna buy that cart over there, or that wagon.
And then I don't have to look it up.
Does that sound like a plan? Any opposed? Anyone? Bueller?
No opposed.
Bueller?
Nope. I think I like it.
All right,
you're like going, woohoo! I got a wagon. Now I don't have to ride that horse.
You poke around this
Bracket force.
this funny looking town and find some kid with a cart and say
Yeah, we want a wagon.
a crown for that wagon there. You are now in possession of a wagon, and you depart Dodgyville toward Guffin
Is it really
Hall.
called Dodgyville?
It is.
Oh my lord. You're getting out of hand with these names. We're starting to get worried.
I have not yet begun to pun.
He who
So
would pun would pick a pocket.
you guys are. It's going to be getting dark by the time you get there, but you'll get there. And seeing as you're using a wagon, I won't make you do any sort of packing roll or anything like that to try to balance the book. And oh my god, moving that thing is a pain in the ass.
I can pick it up. I think right now I am the strongest person present.
That's true. The other strong guy is not present.
It is still a pain in the butt, but
Oh, I could probably help lift it. I mean, I got a strength of
can.
12.
oh, I didn't realize you were that strong. I thought you were like totally weak, like Dustin.
No.
Hey,
So you wheel along the rough road and reach Guffinham. And it's a village. It's a little more vertical than you're probably used to, but well, maybe not Sir Kenrick.
I'm vaguely jealous of her. This is awesome.
There are guys wearing skirts running around, and looks like there's a bit of a bustle going on. As you enter into the village, you realize there's a wedding feast apparently in progress.
Oh,
Some random villager sees you guys riding in and says, "Hail, strangers! What business have you here?"
we're seeking Lady Starkweather. The company of the Bere. Heroes.
And he points you that direction toward the wedding, and it looks like this feast has been going on for a while. They're starting to wind down, and Lady Raina Starkweather will notice your presence and pipe up, and very dignified, not running like a fool, will approach you and greet you all appropriately. But you can tell she's kind of hiding that she's happy to see you guys.
Totally greet Lady Starkweather. We have come as requested.
She introduces you to.
Sadly, Murdoch was unable to attend.
She introduces you to the town reeve, Doran Studley, who was also her house servant for all of her life and then some. And as soon as he sees Sir Kenrick, he just starts. Says, "By the gods, you really do look just like my Lord Randall. God's rest him."
I'm sorry?
Never mind. If you'll follow me to the Guffin Hall, I'll see that your horses are taken, and we'll find a place for you guys to rest.
I will need to unsaddle this old one. It's a bit ill-tempered today.
So, Raina,
carrots, do you?
Raina will explain that this wedding feast is the result of a couple of kids that decided to elope at one point, and afterward, the families decided to make it official. So which explains certain stink eyes back and forth.
Since we're effectively the English here, Sir Kenrick should claim Prima Nocta. And we're in the Highlands, because reasons.
There's zero chance he would do that. Maybe even less than that.
Right, but But you should have remembered the rocks.
What?
Never mind.
I got it.
We're totally going to note that Raina's like started to slip back into a Scottish accent without realizing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be pretty much impossible not to. So, with the celebrations winding down, and they'll bring you guys some wine and some of the leftover food just 'cause. And yeah, they act like Scots. Everything you would expect them to do. That's what they are. There's probably a fight.
And they're all engineers?
And they're all engineers. This whole place is totally over-engineered. You guys are led on to the Guffin Hall. It's a little bit further down the road. Decent-sized farm manor. Old, but in good repair. And Doran will take you guys to a particular room over there and get you to help him move some stuff around while he gets the bedding prepared.
Very good. We can do that.
As you are exploring around a little, in the process of getting your stuff ready. Oh, sorry, missed a thing. You happen to notice a painting on the wall. And Doran will identify this painting as that of Randall Starkweather, Raina's father.
Right. Okay. Well, Kenrick is definitely going to be staring at it with some surprise. Although this certainly explains some of her questions when she first met Kenrick.
A bit later, as the sun goes down, Raina shows back up into the hall and brings you all, brings some wine in. Everybody kicks back.
Probably can find me still staring at the portrait.
And she starts with the story time. So, after the death of her second husband, she was delayed in getting the paperwork for transfer of ownership of Guffin Hall when the Marcus, who was temporarily the owner while that was going on, sold the property to Baron Robert. The sale was found to be illegal, and she took the matter before the ducal court, where Duke Robin had the sale annulled and the property returned to the Starkweathers, hence her current lordship of it. Ever since then, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it suits her.
Ever since then, she's been dealing with the aftermath, cleaning up the Baron's mess, dealing with a small but vocal faction in the town that preferred the Baron, spotting the Baron's spies here and there who are suspected of stirring up trouble. And then a month or so back, they started finding random damage, livestock killed, etc. And people were reporting sightings of some kind of monster, which she started to investigate. She did manage to spot the creature on one occasion in the distance, in the dark, so it wasn't particularly great, but she thought it felt somehow unnatural, like not right. And nobody here could identify what the hell it was, based on whatever description she had. Bigger than a man, horns, giant blade claw things. Coincidentally, incidents of the Baron's direct meddling have been reduced since the creature appeared, so she naturally suspects he's somehow behind this whole thing.
Well, then, we need to find this monster and stop it.
A little bit later, Doran brings in the village priest, Patron Cruz, who says that he has been helping to organize the monster patrol. And as it's after dark now, they're starting to gear that up.
Does the monster have a name?
Monster.
They just call it the monster at this point,
But with a Scottish accent.
but with a Scottish accent.
I think it should be called Grendel.
A bit after that, an older lady with the trappings of some kind of wise woman shows up. They refer to her as Krona, and she has been apparently cajoled into coming over here to perhaps divine something about the creature.
What
And
is this
after
again? Sorry.
Krona. And Reyna convinces her to get on with it with some difficulty. And she will eventually go over to the fire and throw some runes, and says that the creature will attack tonight, and it will be to the southwest.
Wonder if great fame and wealth unimaginable was promised to the monster.
And then the old woman will harumph and beg her leave while she goes back
Thank her kindly for her efforts.
She goes back to her hovel to see what she can do about preventing the creature from crossing into her land. And after all that, Reyna says, well, it's probably going to be after midnight or something like that when the thing shows up, so you guys got a while to rest up. We'll come fetch you when it's time. So,
let's see. I'm wondering. Kenrick has obviously got questions that he would like to ask her, but now is not the time. I'm trying to figure out how he would respond to that. Probably it's like, yes, and I think we have some things to discuss as well, my lady. While looking again at the portrait. But that can wait.
Sir Kenrick, how shall you pass the time?
Let's see. First, he's gonna have to get fully kitted up. He's also going to probably check in on Magnus to make sure he hasn't done anything stupid today.
You find that the servants around the farmhouse here, or the manor house here, are all scrambling around trying to catch all the horses who have been released.
Then he will apologize and assist them in recovering the horses, and then have a stern talking to of Sir Magnus. Say, we're guests here. Don't do that. This is Lady Reyna's land. You remember her. You liked her.
How shall Leoden pass the time?
He will do his usual. He'll go for his walk in nature. Be by himself.
Here's an
Check the
interesting
place out.
question that does come to mind is how often do these crazy Highlanders actually see elves?
Not that often. Of course, to be
Hey.
fair, anywhere in Generica, that's kind of the case. They mostly keep to themselves in the Elfwood. So he is a bit of a novelty in that regard. I think the population of non-humans is like in the teen percents kingdom-wide.
Though,
So not totally unusual to see one around here. It's just not that common.
given that there is a monster about, he's going to be cautious in his venturing. He'll be aware of any tracks or anything interesting like that might indicate a monster.
Aside from some kind of kerfluffle over at the manor house chasing horses around, it's actually pretty peaceful out here. And it's a little higher altitude, so it's cooler.
Man, I learned that when I went camping.
Also, looks like it's going to be a full moon, probably.
Uh-oh. Werewolf? Not again.
How shall Dustin pass the time?
Once more, he shall ask permission, and if they have a library, to go read it.
Nah. You should totally be reading through that monster book.
Oh, that actually is a good plan. A book this big has to be special in some aspect. So he'll head out to wherever we stash the wagon, and
So you're gonna go get some help from somebody to carry the damn thing in. So
he's gonna be reading it in the wagon.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be reading in the wagon. I don't want to move the thing again.
So, as the title suggests, it's Clans of the Highlands. There are lots of really big pictures, and the writing it's all handwritten because it's all handwritten. But it's very nicely done. It's actually a pretty well done book, and paper is very high quality, and it has been taken care of for the most part. It's not in mint condition, but it's close, about as close as you could ever really expect. But yeah, it's a very attractive book. Never mind its size.
It's a very nice.
And it's
Totally-
all about, as
totally
the
boring
title
as hell,
suggests,
isn't it?
it's all about Highland clans and who begot who and blah blah blah. It's boring as hell. Never mind the pictures of skirt wearing people.
Well, he's a weird wizard-y type, so he's probably like, this is a fascinating book. And anybody else is like, oh my god, this is so boring.
How shall Brother Getwell occupy himself?
I will see to the needs of the lady folk.
You are a slut.
Yep.
Here, have a disapproving look.
They are they're bustling around doing the late night cleanup stuff, and they're tolerating your presence. Well, there's at least one instance where they're sort of moving around trying to put things away and stuff, and you bump into a shelf or a dresser of some kind, and a small box falls off to the floor open, and a bunch of playing cards spill out. As you reflexively start picking up the playing cards, you realize that all these playing cards have someone's name on them.
Interesting. I will
One of
start
the-
reading, looking at the names.
One of the first names to jump out of you is that of Grace Flirty. Grace Flirty, as you know, is the name of the proprietress of the Bawdy House. There is also a big lipstick print on it, as has been the case with a bunch of these other cards.
You said playing cards, right?
Yeah, it looks like they're not all part of the same deck or anything. They're just like random playing cards.
It took me a second.
Now, the one that you're looking at with Grace Flirty's name on it, there was another one stuck to the back of it.
Oh.
And and the one that was stuck to it looks like it's the same. It's from the same deck, and it has the name on that one with another big kissy spot on it is Catlin Fields, which makes you think Grace always referred to your mom as Cat.
Dun, dun, dun.
Huh. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm too honest. Dang it. I put them back.
As you're in the process of cleaning all those up and getting distracted with them, Doran happens to be milling about, trying to get things ready, and he sees that and says, "Ah, you found Lord Randall's stash."
Stash? I look and move the cards around inside the box.
He kind of puts the one hand up in sort of a not really trying to disguise what he's saying. It says, when he would conquer territory, he liked to keep a memento.
Oh. I kind of look at the cards, Matt, and wow.
There's a couple dozen.
It's like I nod in approval.
And somehow you can just envision Kenrick giving you a disapproving look.
Somewhere out there, Kenrick is like turning in my direction and not knowing why.
And
giving
frowning.
me- and frowning.
Now the question I have is, does he tell anyone else about the cards?
He'll file away the information to talk to Flirty.
Man, Dad was kind of a douchebag.
I'm starting to like this guy.
And I'm like,
He's not as
disliking
stuck
him
up
more and more.
as Kenrick.
Because Kenrick was raised properly.
All right. Tell you what, now is probably a reasonable time for an intermission.
Intermission.
Before we move on to the next part. Take 5.
So noted. Off.
Alrighty. Let's see. So, midnight approaches. And you are all aroused from wherever you are. I guess you're not actually asleep anywhere. And so it's time to go out start patrolling. Reyna is decked out in her adventurer's gear, like the old days, with her family sword. How are you guys equipped at this point? I can't think
There's
if
a
there's
monster.
anything I should be aware of necessarily.
Got my stick.
Usual kit.
Yeah, you guys don't have as many options here. It's not like you have to leave a machine gun behind. I guess excepting the armor, I suppose. And Kendrick had already said he was going full.
Oh, yeah, there's a monster.
All right, so you guys head out into the hinterlands of the village. And as the wise woman has suggested, you guys kind of focus on the southwest.
Could we have at least gotten a look of that territory before the sun fully went down? I'm not talking about. Okay, I know exactly where everything is, but just a general layout of that particular land.
You passed through the town when you got here, so you've seen most of it. It doesn't extend a whole lot farther than that. There are a handful of homes that are not a part of the local cluster, and of course you guys will sort of patrol around. She'll point out all that stuff.
Mostly, I'm wondering with regards to whether I should be mounted or not.
Well, that depends on how stealthy you want to be, I suppose. Which, given
I
your
am not going to be stealthy at all. My
given
stealth
your
is 8, and I am at medium encumbrance, so that means my stealth is 6.
yeah, so there's that. There are a lot of little fences and that sort of thing, so it's possible if you have to go tearing off after something, that the horse might not be convenient, but that's kind of up to you.
I will probably be mounted simply because everybody else is moving a lot faster than I am when I am on the ground.
All right. Well, Reyna's certainly used to that, so she's not going to protest necessarily.
Magnus gives her a big grin. Doesn't bite lovingly. May bite Gitwell, though.
And Getwell will get a tail swack in the face. Right when he's not expecting it.
Probably deserved.
Definitely deserved. You called him ugly once. He remembers that kind of crap.
Well, you guys are out there for some time, going back and forth, looking for something, anything.
Does anyone have any sort of hidden lore or monsters or some information like that that might be relevant to perhaps some prep we can do?
That reminds me.
Closest I get is magical writings lore, which I don't think that seems relevant.
I.e. full moon, werewolves, etc.
You also have occultism.
Oh. Would that do it, eh?
I believe DF identifies occultism as a potential identify things skill.
Well, Leo doesn't know anything on the naturalist front.
So, Dustin, based on what little description he's been given so far, and Raina has elaborated on that as far as she can, it still doesn't sound like anything you've ever heard of.
And when you said it was a full moon, it is actually a proper full moon?
Let me see. So you guys were traveling for 3 days. So that was 1, 2, 3. And this is the end of day 3. So it is, tomorrow would be the full moon. So it is waxing gibbous at this point, I think. Is that right? Yeah. Very nearly full. All right, so you guys are out there for a couple of hours before you finally hear some kind of crashing in the trees somewhere out in the general north or southwestish area.
We will investigate.
And let's do this first. So let's do the perception or observation minus the darkness penalty, which is going to be 4 at this point.
Is it particularly hot this day? Do we hear
Not
clicks?
that hot.
Clicks through the woods? Predator clicks?
No,
Want some candy?
no, it's pretty normal big animal crashing kind of sound at this point.
So we're
That's
-4, right?
Yeah, for darkness. I suppose another per base skill might also work there if you have something.
I'm not a perception-y guy.
All right. Well, this group is in general a very perceptive group, but it being dark as it is, it's kind of hard to see what the hell's going on over there. But you see some huge thing come crashing out of the trees and just start mucking about, tearing up a fence and a wagon or something, and just generally thrashing about. And it's silhouetted, so you can't see it, but you got everything like Raina said, big horns and big blade hand things.
Get well. Light.
It's got a bunch of arms. The caveat here, Laodin has a much better view of this thing, and he's like, what the hell is that? So first, everybody except Laodin will make a fright check at -4.
Oh, good lord.
Does Leo have to make a fright check at all?
Leo does not.
-4? Ugh.
Why is Leo not freaking out?
Because he can see it better.
Be brave,
Nope.
upright, so that the gods may love thee.
All right, so let's see. Dustin is going to be stunned for 1 second, and Brother Getwell is going to be stunned for 4.
Why is
As you
Dustin
stare,
stunned? He succeeded.
I don't know why I read that way. So never mind that about Dustin. Brother Getwell will be stunned for a handful of seconds as this great horned shadowy monster thing starts thrashing about. You don't hear it. It's not growling or screaming or howling or anything like that. It's just trashing stuff. Now Laodin, as I said, he's looking at it, and it looks like a bunch of bones. Like it's dressed up like some kind of monster thing. It just doesn't quite look convincing to you.
So it looks fake.
Well, that's certainly something.
So, given that Leo has night vision 5 and he succeeded his observation by 7, can he see if there's like a person puppeting this thing?
You don't see any person involved there at all. You can see definitely that it's quote unquote walking without actually moving its legs. It's sort of dragging its legs. It's really weird.
Alright, so Leo will go forward, and since everyone had to make fright checks, Leo's going to look particularly brave doing what he's doing.
Well,
So-
yeah, I'm going to spur forward, shouting for Getwell to give me light.
Get will crush some sunflower seeds in his hands and then toss them.
How far away is it?
Oh, I don't want to say 50 yards. It's not that far away. 20, 30 yards, something like that.
If it's that close, then Leo will say, "This is no monster. This is trickery," as he's charging forward.
I just noticed something that my pot helm, while it protects my face, it gives me hard of hearing. So I probably didn't hear. I probably didn't hear much of anything Laodin said.
Yeah, it's not the first time that's happened either. All right,
Let's just
so
spur forward and lance this thing.
initial reactions. So we got light, and as the light goes up, the creature seems to notice.
Well, I'm not going to be very quiet as I'm heading towards it on horseback, planning on trying to lance the damn thing.
All right, so we need to do that and that. And I need to swap. Nope, not that.
Oh, yeah.
There.
Much gooder.
All right, so array yourselves as you please. This is your rough situation. Let's see. So tell me about the continual light. Is that the light rocks, or is that?
No. Yeah, he'll cast it on probably a stone, so it's blazes the torchlight level.
Okay, so you effectively got a torch. So
yeah.
you're gonna light the area around you, but it's not gonna light the creature up all that much from over here.
That's not the continual daylight one then.
I can cast up to daylight. Did you want Were we discussing to go as bright as daylight?
Well, I want to be able to see everything.
He just said light. Aziz.
Showboating forward.
For 2 points more, I can do daylight. I don't know what's the. Hold on, what's the area of that?
Does that take any extra time to cast?
No, just 2 more mana.
Yeah.
Stop yawning.
All right.
6 for a glare as bright as day. Doesn't really say how far. Just
what are the levels?
glow, dim glow like moonlight. 4 for brightness of a torch, and 6 for glare as bright as day.
Okay, but it doesn't say anything about the size of it.
Nope.
I don't know. Wait, is that's an area spell, isn't it? Is it an area spell?
Nope, it is a regular spell.
Well, I'm going to presume that if it is bright as daylight, then it's going to light up at least enough that you can operate. What was the next level down? Was torch?
Torch.
Yeah, torch should probably be standard torchlight, so that's the which is going to be better than nothing, but
Pity we weren't using Unity, because it actually has lighting.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah. Anyway, this is the torchlight coverage area, so you know roughly what you're dealing with there. So you can pick one. I don't care which one you pick, but
I'll do the brightest day. I mean, if it's dark out.
All right. So if you're going to do day, then we'll just assume that the darkness penalties are negligible in this general area for the purposes of this combat. So, having done that, we have daylight. So your darkness penalties are banished. You have the creature. It is there. And we will get on with the thing.
This is so going to be Old Man Doran. And he would have so got away with it if it wasn't for us meddling heroes.
I was thinking that.
So Kenrick lowers his lance and starts forward.
Hell to the yeah.
Trying to decide. I guess I'll move a little bit forward.
Well, everybody else is.
Reyna didn't move?
She's smarter than we are.
Apparently.
Or some of us. Ooh, yeah.
Doesn't doing anything but moving.
Nope, just moving up.
Take that as a no. All right. So the creature appears to notice. It makes no sound, but
that's disappointing.
It'll thrash some wagon stuff as it passes through. And it seems kind of, I don't know, wild. Like it's not being very methodical about what it's thrashing over there. It's just swinging. All right, Reyna is gonna catch up with everybody. Realize everybody took off.
Well, I am apparently going to be doing a ride-by attack.
All right.
I can cover to there. That's 4 yards away, and my reach is 4 with the lance.
4?
That's what it says. Yeah, I think I got it from High Tech. So I've covered 4 yards. He lances, and then he's going to continue by it for quite a bit, actually.
Take your turning off. Size mod 1.
Size mod 1, then it's success by 5.
Not that that matters. Okay, so it is going to fling an arm out there in an attempt to ward off that blow. Not very graceful though, and you will strike it. Let me see. All right, so you smash that lance into it. It's not hard to do. And first, you realize it's a lot of that is just kind of loose hanging there, and it's hard to tell where the actual meat is, if there's any meat on it. You didn't see anything. The second thing is you're basically striking at what looks like a big pile of bones, and the damage was not as extensive as you would have liked.
All right. So noting that as he's starting to wheel around, he's going to be probably dropping the lance and going for the hammer.
Having said that, its attempt to parry the lance out of the way was pretty clumsy as far as you could tell. And it's, I don't know, it felt weird. For the record, this is unliving, so all that stuff applies. Layden, what are you doing?
So now that Leo's a little closer, can he actually see legs, or is it actually literally floating?
No, it's got legs. They're just kind of dragging the ground. In fact, when Sir Kenrick hit it, they just kind of flopped a little.
Alright, so Leo's going to take weight. It'll trigger when this guy or this thing gets closer.
By the way, I didn't make that. You took chunks out of it. The lance did take some chunks out of it. There are bits and pieces flying off it, by the way. Just wasn't as extensive as you would have expected. All right, what did you say your weight was?
It'll trigger when this thing gets closer.
How much closer? Any closer?
Sort of around that area-ish. He's just going to wait till it gets closer.
Okay. Good enough. What was Getwell doing? Just moving?
I moved.
All right. How about Dustin?
Need to turn undead, bro. How is it? Get well. As you know,
Dustin will
it's
move.
bro.
And rev up an ice dagger.
That's like becoming your signature spell.
It is.
You should like totally. Is there a signature thing for that for spells?
I don't see why there couldn't be.
Because I know you have like what is it? The signature move thing. Actually, yeah, you could just do that. Signature
I don't-
move. Ranged
You
attack,
couldn't-
all out with the spell.
You couldn't. It wouldn't apply to the spell itself, but you could apply it to the attack. I'm sure. All right.
Well, that's disappointing.
The creature has been struck, and it is continuing on, sort of. The lance took chunks out of it, but it didn't really stop. It just kind of kept going. So that's where it's going to end up. I believe Laodin's going to take a move before then.
When it gets to which hex does it go through? The one I'm pointing to?
Yeah, it goes through that.
Or that one?
It went through there?
Okay, so Leo is of the impression that this thing is a fake, like a dude in a monster suit. So he's going to do a move and attack, grapple, and keep going to like rip off the the cloak or whatever it is.
Okay.
So he'll spend the fatigue.
This will be interesting. All right, well, that's going to be a wrestling. You have wrestling? You had judo.
Where's the stuff about
No,
churning?
he's just using dex.
Churning on a horse.
High-speed movement.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, so you are charging up there. You're just using dex, and you get a +1 for size mod. You are grabbing at what?
Just
Anything
like
in
the
particular? Torso?
coat or something that looks like it'll, come off easily. So I don't
So
know
you're
on that.
just okay. So for the record, that's not actually a coat. That's just my best representation of it. But there's a lot of loose hide, I guess, would be what you would call it.
Yeah. So Leo's going to grab whatever he thinks is going to unveil this thing easiest.
Tell you what, go ahead and roll thrust damage, and let's see what kind of hold you got on it. It should
So this is
probably try
minus
to
one.
defend itself. All right, you got a decent grip on whatever it is. So that means when you get hold of it, it's going to keep going. So are you going to let go?
So Leo is not able to pull the whatever off.
We'll deal with that first. So
So he was going past it, grabbing and continuing.
oh, you weren't going to stop. You were just going to grab it and go. Okay. Are you going? Okay. It doesn't come off in your hand. Are you just going to immediately release your grip?
if it looks like this thing is not just the monster suit, then he'll let go. He's not going to stop.
Okay, so you ran up, grabbed whatever was hanging down there, and your first impression is that this is actually a thick animal hide of some kind. It's not even fully tanned or anything like that. It may be raw. So you got a handful of hair and skin and whatever else is there. And it did not come off when you caught hold of it. And it did not stop the creature from moving. And so if you had not let go, you would have been dragged along with it.
All right, so given the force-null that is Leo now of the impression that, hang on, this is not a monster suit.
Well, that was, I suppose, not the behavior you would have expected from a monster suit.
All right, well, that will be the end of Leo's turn.
There's definitely some kind of force moving it along somehow.
What about
But you got a
magic?
handful of hair.
Can Leo do a magic sense?
Ooh, good point.
Yeah, you can roll it.
Technically, he should get 2 rolls. One when he first saw it, and one when he touched it.
I wonder if you're close enough when you first saw it to actually get that, but holy crap. There's that smell. It's a little bit, it's not super strong. It's kind of a weird flavor, but there is that smell.
All right, Leo will announce it. There is magic involved.
All right. Oh, right. That was me. So you interrupted me. And the creature... So the creature kept barreling forward. It took a swing to try to knock you out of the way, and it was kind of clumsy and just kept going. And your grab didn't slow it down much. And it is still barreling forward. Looks like it's headed toward the clump there. Reyna is going to continue forward and basically try to form up, for lack of a better term. Not in an official sense.
Okay. I am trying to turn. Okay, so as stated, he's going to be dropping the lance. I am not actually going to be drawing the hammer yet because I am doing a hasty deceleration. So he's
Gotcha.
basically grrr, and planning
Barrel
on wheeling
turn.
around. Yeah. So I'm going to advance the tracker. I'm still reading the stuff that I have to
Okay.
do.
Understood.
But so everybody else can go ahead and act.
Leo will ready an arrow.
So faster on knock or just regular draw?
Oh, fast draw already.
We'll take a moment and take a step back and go, wait, what is that thing?
All right. Stand by. What did you roll? How did you do there? Let's see. That was success by 3. Holy crap. This is not undead. Your first instinct here is this is some kind of construct.
It's some kind of It's not undead.
And I'm actually going to break tradition and chuck it. Dread.
Well, here it comes. All right, so it is going now. For the record, it does have like 4 arms. It's gonna attack twice, once on Getwell and once on Dustin, and it's basically just flailing big sickle-like bony claw things. Let's see, what do we got here? Dun, dun, dun. What are my chances? Oh, that's a miss. That one isn't. All right, looks like I gotta make you. You'll defend at +2. This is effectively telegraphed. Wow. Gonna be like that today, huh?
That's a miss by 1, not by 2. Or by 3. Because, wait, maybe not. Never
No,
mind.
got the +2 in there.
My mistake, your fault.
All right, well, you can take your damage then. Oh, I need to roll a location on that.
He's going to hit you in the skull and kill you, Mark.
Well,
be
we got a helmet.
Awkward.
Right after
Poison.
you sort of discovered that you might actually be my brother.
Yeah, sometimes you just get shot in that helmet and it'll still put you 1 point short of insta-death, and there's just nothing you can do. Oh, vitals. Except it can't because it's not impaling. Ha ha ha. All right, chest. So that's 7 points cutting.
3
Ow.
points goes through. Ouch.
How much?
Still hurts.
3.
Yeah, that hurt a bit. And make you yelps. And feels like he really should have parried that. It was kind of clumsy. Reyna is looking at that thing and wondering if poking it with this sword is really going to do anything useful. So she's going to go up, run up and whack at it, seeing that she has the cutting rapier. Where's your damn combat stats? That's not a... Oh, right. Yeah, you can't put a PC on there like an NPC. All right, well, she managed to hit it. And it will not defend. Man, I can't roll a good defense. Oh, wait, it can't defend. It's all out. Yeah, she hits it. She whacks it and does some damage. Cuts off some of that hide. Brain, I closed it. Yeah, she actually hit it pretty good. So she
Good on her.
she steps up and takes a swack at it and cuts a big chunk out of something or other. You got bits of bone and hide just flying everywhere, but it doesn't seem phased by it much at all.
All right, so I'm continuing to turn around. Last round, as you can see, he came to a screeching stop, and he is wheeling around while simultaneously spinning the. I am spinning the round, basically drawing the hammer. Apparently, I do not have fast draw for the hammer.
I think that's because I don't think you can get fast draw for a hammer.
Dungeon Fantasy might let me.
That's possible.
Okay, so this thing's size modifier +1.
Uh-huh.
Leo is going to crouch, so that when he fires, his arrow is going to go skyward and not into his party.
Right, gotcha.
And he will be going for the back of the skull. So that'll be range.
Oh, didn't I? I didn't put the range on. No, yeah, I did.
And the skull from behind is 5.
5.
So in this case, it'll be 4 due to size modifier.
Oh, does that have a size mod?
+1.
Oh shoot! Oh, I forgot about that. Oh well.
Alright, I think I've done everything here.
All right. Well, it cannot defend. Don't. All right. You wedge it pretty good in the back of that skull.
All right, telegraphed.
Yeah,
swing in
that's
for
the
whatever
time
I
to
can.
do it.
Yep. Let's see, -3 for wound, +4, +1, so +2.
Time to roll a 3, Mark. Just a 3, not 3 3s or 2 6s and a 3.
All right. I have no defense.
Smite! That's a pretty good hit.
Yeah. What's the target? Torso?
Well, I guess it was, yeah, torso.
All right. You smack it real good, and there are definitely ribs and bones and things falling off it, and it's not looking all that great. In fact, couple of the arms are hanging funny now.
Gonna take a step back and begin charging another dagger.
Yeah, if you're going to keep using this improv spell, you might as well just buy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that next session. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's enough of this crap.
Now it's going to explode and kill everything within a 4 yard radius. Luckily for me,
You're 5 yards away.
I'm 12 yards away right now.
Oh, there
It's
you are.
running
All
away.
right. It turns, it flails the arms about and turns and starts, I want to say running, even though the legs aren't moving. And
Wait,
it's moving away.
Did Getwell shout out that this thing is a construct?
He did.
Because I am... Damn it. Okay, I'm probably have to make like a tactics check for that.
Reyna, seeing that the thing seems to be fleeing, is going to maintain formation.
Okay, so I got the hammer out. I think Kenrick is going to exclaim to everybody else to let it run. We can follow it to its master. Because I don't want to necessarily go charging over that ground there. That looks like it's got farmland.
Planting.
Yeah, that could be difficult. But yeah, I'm thinking, let it flee and we follow it.
Is everybody going to comply with that?
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, so much for throwing my thing and feeling like a hero.
Well, you could. Just for the hell of it.
But,
Although if you do, it might
can't
turn around and
talk.
come back and attack you.
It can't talk, so it can't give us that whole great wealth or whatever doohickey thing.
I agree. That's why I'm not throwing.
We got to track down the dude responsible so he can give us that saying.
Alrighty then. So you watch as the thing crashes through the planting and sort of weaves its way back toward the trees where it came from, dropping body parts as it goes.
And we should follow it.
Indeed.
Which direction is it going?
It is going west. Reyna will tell you that the
I know what this is.
west
Where's the
is
damn map?
west is
That's
across
not
the river into Antigonia.
All right, the French are responsible. I knew it.
So yeah, the river is right over there, and indeed, as you follow it, it goes right across the river. It's not even drags its feet in the water, but it doesn't actually step on anything. It just goes right across the water.
We're gonna have to pause briefly and Antigonia.
Indeed, except it's dark.
Soon.
Well, actually, I guess it's
Broad.
daylight. Does that so is that continual light spell was cast on a thing?
Yep.
Are you bringing the thing?
Yep.
Or was it a rock?
Yeah,
or whatever. Clump of dirt.
I casted the head of my mace.
Dude, is it possible for you to hook that thing into the critter?
Should have thought of that. You could have cast
that would have been
tail
awesome.
Well, actually, so A, you don't want to cast it on your mace because that's going to be in front of your face and that's bright as the sun.
True. Good point. It's probably my
And
holy symbol then.
Laodin would probably have the same problem if it were cast on an arrow. He would be unable to aim it. But still, right.
With your spells, do you have Seeker at all?
No.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has that.
Yeah, I have a slightly limited or modified spell list.
You
From
need some
Dungeon
more
Fantasy.
spells.
Okay, so first off, while you are in pursuit, Dustin can make an occultism check or thaumaturgy -5, whichever is better.
Oh, occultism by far.
Indeed. So you will be able to identify this as a golem of some kind. Don't have a lot else with it, but clearly it's made of old bones, and
I call shenanigans. It's not running around screaming for its precious.
and Laodin can tell you all the different animals it's made up out of. And one other thing, Dustin can make a magic sense.
That's the
Can get
plus
well also.
nature.
If we know it's going for the river, do we have an opportunity to kill it before it gets away?
I want to see where it's going. If we can follow it to its master, we can punk its master. And then he won't send more of these things.
Now, you do have an issue when it crosses the river that you're not at a bridge right here. So the bridge is a couple of furlongs down. So you have to kind of run the long way around to catch back up to it. It's not that fast, so you might be able to do that without losing it. Yeah,
yes,
IQ plus maybe.
Can get well do that as well?
See, that's the thing. I'm not sure. I really need to make a decision about that.
You need to make a decision about that.
In the meantime, he was quite observant with his magic sense, and you picked up not just the presence of magic, but like magical threads. And they went back that way. So the direction the creature is moving is the direction the threads were coming from.
I can get Seeker.
Can you? Sweet. What's your power investiture?
Trace.
Is it 3?
3. I only needed power investiture 2 for it.
Oh God. Power investiture 3 can let him get water to wine.
Oh! Oh!
God help us.
You need power investiture 4 for continual sunlight. That's the one I was thinking of. That's the one that, what's his face? Damn it. Mendel was using a lot.
Right.
Leo is going to ask Raina, is the river safe to swim?
Yes. It's not that deep, and it's not that fast right now. It hasn't rained in a while, so.
Well, I'm wisely going to take the bridge because, I have a horse that can move fairly quickly.
Well,
and I
I'm
trust
taking
him.
the bridge because I'm wearing armor and. Oh, by the way, yeah. So.
Oh yeah, you should probably hit yourself with
a heal.
A bling. Yeah.
Ow.
If we take the bridge, it's going to be out of sight, right?
Well, you can swim.
Yes, taking the bridge will get it out of sight. You could potentially pick up a trail and catch up to it. Like I said, it's not that fast. But yeah, you basically have to track it at that point.
Ah, I have a slight
If you swim,
fucking scar.
it's gonna get some distance on you, but probably not as much as going around.
But I won't lose sight of it, right?
But you can probably keep sight of it, yeah. Or
Okay.
well enough.
Leo will swim.
All right. And he'll make it look good, apparently. All right. Yeah, the river's not that wide. I think it's like 20 yards or something like that.
I can do remove contagion. Why do I not have that one?
Because you only had so many points?
I am going to be everyone's favorite.
So, the current situation is Laodin jumps into the water and swims after it, while everybody else basically hauls over to the bridge and tries to catch up.
Sounds right.
And Leo will instruct people that he will leave a trail. Look for markings on the trees.
Well, hopefully it's not going to be that difficult. It's dark. I can't see crap.
It's full moon right now, but it's still dark. I suppose Getwell could toss you the rock. On the other hand, somebody else might be able to see you. But your go. You got a second to do it.
Well, Leo would prefer... Leo can see just fine, so he would prefer to follow
Just take off
in the dark. But he'll mark the trees with a knife or whatever, and he'll do it frequently.
Well, if they either follow or they don't.
Now we got
All
a
right.
light source, so to find
You can work it out. I mean, you can get back. You get to the bridge. You come back to the point where Laodin came out of the river, and you can go from there probably without too much trouble, I would think. So you'll be a bit behind, but you can follow along, I think. Probably take a whack in the face from some trees here and there. All right, so that's how it's going to go. Laodin will be well ahead of everybody else. And he will see first on well onto the other side of the river. In an open area, there is a series of barrows. Look very old.
Interesting.
And he is apparently going to stop and hide himself. And all the PCs will be blind to his passing. Laodin will also have seen which one of the barrows he went into. It went into.
Okay, so at this point, Leo will not follow. He will wait for the group to show up, but he will continue to watch.
All right. The rest of the group will arrive, and I'm presuming Laodin will alert them to his presence rather than let them walk over his head. And point out the barrow that it went into. Kind of like so. Now what?
Let's pursue into the barrow. so obviously gonna have to dismount.
What are you telling Magnus?
Stay here, keep an eye out in case we get, some people try to attack us from behind.
Don't let us get flanked, damn it. Not like last time.
Exactly.
You approach the barrow. It looks similar to this. And there are drag marks, footprints. There's a lot of activity around here, some of it more recent than others. But the definite drag marks and bits of hide and such, it's not hard to tell it went this way.
Leo will try and garnish a little bit more information. Is there other footprints, like footprints of people or anything like that?
There are boots.
They have chainmail legs.
There are boots. You'd probably guess that all the boots are the same person.
And recent?
Some yes, some no. Some very recent, actually. I may have arrived just before it did.
So Leo will say, "We are not alone. The monster has a booted friend."
Well then, let's go say hello.
Within. There's not much. It's not like a big dungeon or anything. It basically goes in and cuts to the right a little bit, and toward the back you can see what appears to be some kind of establishment.
This looks familiar.
The more thaumatological among you would probably call this a workshop of some kind. There are clearly...
Is this the same thing that we saw with the in
No.
the sewer?
Similar but not the same. It is similar. In this case, this is a barrow. This is well, I guess it wouldn't be cut, but it's not like the sewer. I guess it would be a bit more rough than the sewer was. Regardless, it's also probably not quite this big. But I really like the picture, so I kept it. Anyway, you got dead things all over the place in piles.
We should be prepared for zombies.
And a guy over there at some kind of table who's got the creature you were just fighting sort of laid out there and looked like he was starting to break out something to sew it back together. And
Does he have an ill-favored look?
I don't know if I could call it ill-favored necessarily, but as you enter this room, Reyna exclaims, "Sorcel Emerald, kinsman to Baron Robert. I should have recognized your foul stench when we entered this barrow." And he says, "Ow! You should be nicer to me. I can make things better for you." And he's clearly got a not insignificant Antagonese accent.
So he's like, whoa, ha, ha, ha.
And he's got a goatee and everything. And
damn goatee. Ugh. It's
he
on
says,
now.
When I master this new spell, great fame and wealth unimaginable will be mine, and you could benefit from it if you would accept my advances. Reyna is of course not interested.
Does this guy have a picture?
He does not.
Oh,
he's not that important.
That's right. He's not as important as Reyna.
But
Lady Reyna.
In one hand he has what looks like a pair of crossbones of some kind, And he says, well, that's really too bad. And he raises the crossbones up and he says, kill them
Quick!
and seize her.
I was totally hoping Leodin would shoot him just as he's like raising his hand, because that'd be funny.
I half expect it to go kind of like that anyway, because, that's how it works. All right, so let's see. You are over there, and I have to move PCs in here because they were on the other map.
Just grab him from the combat tracker.
I gotta replace Kenrick there too.
What do you got to replace me?
Let's see. PCs are over here.
Can we assume that Leo has an arrow ready and stuff?
I was trying to think of a good reason to say no. All right, so given that you are speaking to the guy who is over there, you guys will probably be at least in this area. And I suppose Reyna would probably have stepped forward to confront him. Beyond that, you guys can
right
position yourself as you like.
So I'm feeling kind of protective of the chick who might be my sister now.
Let's have Leodin move forward just one hex there.
Move him to wherever you want him.
Off the map. That's where the GM wants you.
Wow.
All right.
Well,
That,
hey, he's like, because he's like.
Everybody satisfied with your positions?
Yes.
Where's the monster?
No. Skeletons. Perfect. I've got the perfect weapon for them.
So sexist. Why aren't there any skelly women?
There should be skelly
That's just
persons.
not who it is.
This is an antagonist guy. Remember, he's their sexist, elitist assholes.
Possibly.
And I am totally not apologizing to any French people who are listening. You know how it is.
Oh, man.
All right, well, Reyna.
I expect them to, counter that with, oh, shut up, smelly American. Smelly
Okay,
fat
so
American.
the floor in here is rocky and littered with various bones and whatnot, so running in here is probably ill-advised. The ceiling is tall enough that I won't penalize you for anything in particular. I think most of you got hand weapons at this point, so it shouldn't be a problem. Other than that, these look like skeletons, except for they kind of move weird, kind of like the construct did.
Knowing we were going into a burrow with this thing, may I use one of our prep points to precast might on myself?
Sadly, I think we used the prep point for the wagon.
That was a travel prep point. That wasn't. That's not universal.
Could we get
Damn it,
range mods?
I knew I forgot it on one of them.
Bad GM, bad.
But having said that, you were walking into a barrow, and there are certain obvious conclusions one might come to. I will allow you a buff. I think that's probably reasonable.
Thank you, good sir.
What are you doing?
Might.
Might. Gotcha. All right, well, Raina is going to be surprised and yell something nasty at Sorcel over there. And probably orient that way.
Did these skelly men rise from the bones of the floor?
More or less, yeah. And when you see these things, they're like patchwork skellies. These are clearly not complete. They're borrowing bits and pieces from other things. And like the construct, they're not really moving their legs. All right, so Kendrick is running up with the defense.
So when this guy raised his hands, did it look like he was casting a spell? Or is he just doing the dramatic rise, attack them sort of thing?
I'm gonna say you probably would register that as a spell cast. Or possibly he might have been maintaining a spell.
Oops. Leo's probably going to want to take this guy out, since he doesn't want any spells to actually work. Is he wearing any noticeable armor?
Not really.
Okay, I think I got all the modifiers right. Are these skelly men armed with anything?
They have pointy fingers, aka claws.
Alright, so Leo
Good
is
lord.
firing, fully expecting the arrow to return.
Mm-hmm. Why would you do that? Well, that looks like a hit, doesn't it?
Vitals.
How mean.
Hey, he's hitting on Raina. We don't approve of that. Neither did she, because she went, ew!
Sorcel twitches the crossbones in his hand, and the skelly man leaps in front of the arrow.
That's interesting.
And he will take it right in the face. You can go ahead and roll damage. And it goes, fuck! And sticks right in his eye socket.
That is piercing if it makes a difference.
Is it piercing? Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Oh, and
That makes it worse.
It might go through his eyeball or his skull.
They're unliving. Piercing actually does less damage than
Right.
impaling in this case. All right, yeah. So you loosed an arrow, and the skelly man does a sacrifice dodge right in front of it. Oh yeah, I think that makes him sort of prone-ish.
Yeah.
Yarg.
If that was a blocking spell, then if he was casting a spell, the spell he was casting is forfeit.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that here.
This will be a telegraphed attack.
Okay. Well, were you targeting something?
No.
Why did you make that telegraph?
I don't know. Oh, going for a leg. That's what.
Okay. All right.
So with the penalty for the leg, I'll hit the leg.
All right. Well, it's gonna try to get out of the way and succeed mightily. Holy crap! I actually made a freaking defense.
Stinking skill.
Yeah, it's weird. It just kind of flung its leg back out of the way.
All right. Dustin will turn and take a step, and will ask Jet this guy.
That's rude.
Excellent. One moment, please.
Standby ion control.
Fire.
Boom.
All right. So that is effectively a melee attack. So I got normal defenses, I seem to recall. Although I think a parry is probably not useful.
I think a parry is a fantastic idea.
What could go wrong?
Right. Who is that? 3. Dun, dun, dun. That's a big funky no. Yeah.
No to me or no for you?
Spray me with your love juice.
Burn.
Have we entered a different kind of game and nobody told me?
That's kind of lame.
That was totally
It is.
lame.
I'm double checking if that it really is 1d minus 1 per. Hey, look, it's
sounds
1d
about
minus
right.
1 per.
You
Darn
rolled
it.
3 1s.
Well, let's see. So that is corrosive. I
6
think there's a
total.
thing about pitting and that sort of thing. I don't know if that's going to matter in this case, though. So, number 3 is got that. Got it.
I think corrosive has an extra effect with regards to DR, so a certain amount of
Yeah, that's
damage
what I mean.
ablates DR. Do they have DR? Because then I could look it up.
They do have DR3.
Then I should look it
FYI.
up.
And like skeletons, they have the vulnerability to crushing, so...
Hello.
All right, well, Reyna...
We're clearly clearing the route for her to run over there and stab that guy in the eye.
Reyna is actually going to turn around and whack number 2 before he... Well, I don't know. Laodin can take care of himself. He'll be fine. Yeah, which way is she going to go?
She can go up and stab Sorcerer.
Yeah, I think she might actually head that way. Well, yeah.
I don't remember what her disads are. Is she like overconfident?
I don't remember if she is or not.
Why would she go that way?
She's very scrappy.
Why wouldn't you go this way? You know, what's her move?
Stand by. You made me have to go check things. Right.
If she's got to move, if she's got to move a 6, she can get there in one action.
She's got quirk level overconfident.
Yeah, but this guy grossed her out.
Okay, what were you saying?
Like if she's got to move
talking
a
about
6,
going the other way.
she could get right there and then go, "How you doing?" And then do the heroic charge move and attack shish kebab.
Well, where was she? She was right there.
She was
in front
no,
of
she
you.
was not. She was there because I moved to
Okay.
to stand in front of her to block the stuffs. I wasn't expecting Leadin to open up and give a direct route to her.
Well, I think you're right. So we will go there. She's got reach.
She's going to give him a nice little prostate exam. This will not be pleasant. You will not enjoy this. Unless she rolls an 18.
And at that, he is going to jump back.
Perhaps with a girlish scream.
Jump up, jump back.
18.
It was kind of girlish.
Well, he is French. We're totally going to get a bunch of hate people from French. Okay, so I am probably going to 1, 2, 3 move here, but I want to, and hit that skeleton, but I am not wanting to turn my back on the wizard guy. Have it be skeleton guy. Oh,
Wow.
really? That's awesome.
Yeah. Roll the thing. Okay. And I believe the way that works is whatever gets through DR is doubled.
Is it vulnerability?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is correct.
So that's going to be that.
I'm going to double
What is
check.
that? That's
but
5.
I believe that's correct. Vulnerability. You take extra damage from a particular attack form. Whenever this type of attacks hit you, the GM applies a special wounding modifier to damage that penetrates your DR. Regular so depends on the value. It can be times 2, times 3, or times 4.
It is times 2. Well,
That's too bad.
You powdered that one apparently.
Then I will turn my back there. Haha! I feel like I've accomplished something. Oh, I just realized I needed to make that a heroic charge. So.
Oh. Yeah.
I spent a point.
I think you guys got a free shot in there somewhere because I could swear I should have moved at some point. Oops.
The skelly man that's prone is not an obstacle.
No.
How tall are
I
these?
suppose he wouldn't. I would say waist high. So we got the fast draw. You're doing the fast knock thing.
I think I'm all good. So that is a hit to the body, since it was attack to the vitals.
Yeah. Okay. You didn't do your other roll.
Which other roll?
So you did the fast draw arrow. You didn't do the quick knock. If you do it in one round, there are 3 rolls.
Alright, so then that would be in the quick knock roll. Or do you want me to roll the quick knock now?
I guess it doesn't matter. Wow. Certainly made that one by enough. All right. So I am going to... First, I'm going to attempt to dodge that. It's starting to get a little too lively in here. That...
Don't! Flat on his ass. It's because he was still in the process of scrambling away from Reyna.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened. He started backpedaling.
And all those bones on the floor, crunch.
All right, hit me.
Oh no.
Oh. Well,
It's probably too late. Let me double check. But yeah, it occurs to me that Brian, you could have used a Benny to push that that fail by 1 to success by 0.
Could have. That's probably...
too late.
Yeah.
Well,
Flat on his ass. How is he able to? No, he can't retreat. He already retreated from her. He retreated from Reyna.
He didn't retreat.
Oh, okay. Sure.
He fell backward. Just as he did that, all the skeletons kind of jumped.
Come on, get well. Do something cool.
I'm going to take a long... Well, you know what?
That's just a step.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I want to get in behind him.
Oh, damn it. That's why. I had Sorcerer skipped. I totally missed a turn.
Oh no.
Does he have combat reflexes?
No, he does not.
He hesitated. He wasn't expecting us to break out the badassery.
Damn it.
I'm going to swing for whatever I can get.
Or he was admiring the way the leathers hugged Reyna's body, because
Maybe a
nasty French. Honestly, I don't have an issue with the French. I'm in a British character.
He managed to dodge. Wow, that's twice. He's dodging you, but not anybody else.
This is getting annoying.
Yeah, there's nothing more annoying than that. You're like, really, man? Really?
Yeah.
I do some serious damage with might +2 going on. I do 2d +3
Yeah.
crushing.
Wow. 2D +3. It's like, oof, that's 2 points more than me, and I'm kind of buff.
So, what is that? That's the spell roll?
No, I'm maintaining it. That's just whacking
So
him
that's
with it.
the
Yeah.
attack. Oh, okay. Melee. Fluid jet. Got it. All right. I'm going to duck you.
No, you're not. You're gonna fail.
I might.
You're gonna roll another 18.
Oh, I am going to duck you.
That's
ducks
lame.
It ducks under your acid stream. Now I actually get to go. Damn it.
As he changes posture to kneeling.
All right. Actually, no. So, first off, go there. Go there.
Where'd those guys come from?
They were already over there. Go there. Go there. And this one will roll off the table and probably go there.
Oh, crap.
It's not going to be fully upright though.
You wizards need to stop playing around and getting into the fight.
Yeah, that I think that's our movement. So, let's go from the top. Oh, wrong thing. Nope, right thing. Reyna gets 1. And another one, which is a lot less effective. Leodin gets 1. That is crap. Dustin gets 1. That is bad for you.
Oh no.
You're
Gail
about to
gets
die,
1.
Dustin.
Getwell is hit. And that looks like all I've got at the moment. So, I got 1 hit on Reyna, who is going to defend herself and will easily parry that. Yeah. Let's see. I missed Leodin, and I hit Dustin, and he doesn't get to defend, and I get to roll a thingy. I never get to roll a thingy.
Oh, that's why it sucks for you.
Critical hit. Eat it, wizard! Ow. Normal damage only. That's about right.
That's our favorite when the GM has got a crit.
All right, here you go. You ready to take your medicine?
Nope. Refunded.
0 points. But it was automatic. All right. McHugh is defending himself. He parries.
Well,
I have 1
actually.
point for making him go down. Dang it.
I'm guessing that probably counts as a unarmed.
What are you parrying with?
Oh, my mace.
Oh, dear.
So you can attack that arm if you like. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. Wow.
Wow.
Well, I guess that could have been worse. At least you
Could have been
defended.
better.
Yeah, so best I got was I managed to pull at Dustin's cloak. That was pretty lame round.
No,
All right.
no, it's a pretty good round, all things considered.
So 2 things. 1, Sorcerer, being prone at the moment, is clearly focused on what appears to be operating the Skellymen. 2, the Skellymen all seem sort of almost synchronized. It's a little weird. And, like I said, they're sort of dragging their feet. Reyna is going to step back and take a whack at this knucklehead that is kneeling. And I keep Forgetting that that NPC is not real. Well, it's a good roll. Not super impressive, but she'll make do. Take a little chunk out of that skull.
Move and attack.
All right. And get a proper defense on you. And that is a success by 0.
What kind of defense?
Actually, yeah, that's dodge.
That's lame.
Yeah, kind of. He's going to eat you, man.
Alright, so...
Gonna eat your elf face.
No, he's
He's
not.
going to ignore him and shoot the wizard guy again.
So Leo's going to duck under the arm of this thing. I think I got clear line of sight there.
On what?
On the dude.
No, there's too much crap in the way right there. And remember, he's prone. Or supine, actually.
Is that a wall or is it just rocks?
What, in the middle?
Yeah.
Like I said, it's rocks, waist high-ish.
So could Leo jump up on that?
He could. It sounds like a thing he would do.
So Leo ducks under the scaly man, moves there, knocks an arrow, and gets ready to shoot.
Outside,
you do a
you
dex
guys
check?
can't hear it. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wasted.
Yep. Outside, we can't see it, but Magnus is totally fighting a bunch of these skeleton things by himself. Having the time of his life.
And I have time
Shut up,
of my
Mark.
life.
Stop it.
Oh, right, hero character. Yeah, okay.
I will.
Again.
No, I'm not going to Benny that.
You sure? That wasn't a vitals hit.
That is true. Can I get another +1? Did I include all my bonuses?
What's your act?
I did a move and attack, so I don't get to add my accuracy.
Gotcha.
Do I have
How
enough?
high up is?
Yeah, elevation.
That doesn't do anything for range. Not at this distance, anyway.
Oh, what the hell? I'll Benny it.
Benny! Yeah, they're there for a reason. Benny removed. Alright, you hit him. Oh, damn it. You let me go fast enough. Sacrifice dodge.
Which one?
That is a fail.
So you need to roll the chest thing too.
Number 6.
Too bad.
Number 6 here threw itself on the ground.
Man, dude is in a really bad way right now.
Actually, Leo did a move and
Alright.
attack, so he's going to keep his move going.
Quit messing with my markers. Oh, okay. He just hopped up and kept going. Right. So that was torso, and I need damage. I don't need damage.
It's 8 impaling.
Okay, that was barbed. Which
Message
means
for you, sir.
that's going to be what? Doubled. Okay.
Rear side. If it matters.
Well, side.
Rear side.
There is no rear side. It's either side or rear. And that's not rear.
-2.
It's -2. All right. Let's see if I can manage. All right. Give it to me.
Woot! I'm just going for the torso. Crunch!
Ow.
That's nice.
Which one is that? That's number 4. So that is going to be...
It's actually more damage than I did, so that dude's probably toast.
Crunch.
Yeah, so he did like 18 points, right?
Yeah.
Yay, I can do math.
Dustin's in a pretty rough spot right there.
He is. He definitely is.
I'm coming to fall back towards me.
Well, he does have a quarterstaff.
Yeah, I think I'll take a step back and actually just go for a run-of-the-mill bonk on the head.
You could do that. And roll really well. Well, how am I going to do? That shit. You got me.
I'll take it.
That's pretty decent. All right, you're number 3.
So 8 points.
Was Leo's damage a major wound?
Stand by. Crunch. It most certainly was. Who's up? I'm up. Okay, well, first we're going to do that. Well, he held it together. All right. He throws up his hands and drops the thingy. And with it, the other skeletons drop as well.
Nice, damn lucky.
Damn it, I wanted to fail that.
Says, no more. No more. Yeah, you pin cushioned him pretty good.
Good. Well, all right. Well, I'm going to be taking a step there. And what was he? What did you say he dropped?
So he had the crossbones in his hand that he was
Okay.
clearly using to control the skeletons, and when he threw it down, all the skeletons just kind of dropped like they were marionettes.
Right. So I'm going to step closer and then like kick that thing away and loom
Aight.
over him like, yo, all right, don't move.
When you kick that thing away, all the skeletons go flying a few yards as well.
That would be funny.
That would have been funny, but no.
Very well. Now we have captured this fellow.
All right.
So we need to, look to Lady Starkweather.
So, see, we didn't have any injuries in here. Just
Because we're that bad.
a near thing with Dustin.
Leo will be going up to the guy and like grabbing the arrow that he fired.
Oh.
He'll turn to Raina and say, "How much do you like this guy?
No,
I'd like to recover my arrows."
We're not torturing the captured.
I'm not torturing. I'm just recovering my arrow. It's just a
Wasting
barbed head.
pain.
He's being very matter of fact about it. Raina is basically going to turn her attention to him, and she has led and just hold that thought for a second while I ask him a few questions, and basically gets him to admit that he is working for the Baron, and the spell that he's using here he got from some guy who said he represented the magpie.
Of course he did.
And he doesn't really know anything. It's a really great spell, and he was taking notes, or he wanted to take notes about how well it worked, and now I'm shot. Ow.
What is
Please
the
don't-
spell?
Please
Is
don't
it
touch that.
Puppeting the zombie things?
Yeah. Basically, it is some kind of puppet kind of spell thing
Well, we'll
that
let
he doesn't have a name for.
I have a question which may be the player not grokking properly. The Baron in this case is Raina's liege?
No.
Okay, so
The
it's
Baron that he is
antagonist.
referring to is the antagonist Baron that the Marcus sold her lands to. And he clearly wants them back and has been trying to run people off.
So this is entirely up to her what happens. I'd be tempted to turn this or hold on to this asshole and him to the Duke. Give the Duke a legitimate excuse to go punk the Baron.
So she's first off, she probably can't go to the Duke with this, just because this is below anything he's going to want to deal with. Secondly, she can't really do anything with him legally because he's not one of her villagers, and he's outside her authority. Plus, he's a foreigner. So her snap judgment at this point is to say he will be officially declared outlaw in our lands and can be killed on sight.
Finish him.
And she will make a decree in that regard as soon as possible. In the meantime, what to do with him is another matter.
Well, he's very badly injured.
So she's kind of leaning toward let him go.
So Leo
cast
will
that spell.
Leo will
But
ask
I'm very badly burned.
Leo will ask Raina. So you are done with him?
Don't do it.
I believe I am done with him forever.
Oh.
Well, Leo has got a firm grip of the arrows that he wants back, and he'll say, I need these back. This will probably hurt a bit.
Get well.
Does Kenrick stop
Yeah,
him?
he's going to stop him. He's like, no, we're not going to resort to those kind of tactics.
He might survive it.
All right.
Well,
Well,
Leo will
assist
say
with that.
almost sarcastically. He'll say,
This is still gonna hurt. It just won't hurt as much. How
I
about
still need these back.
See, you got to push them forward like this.
He makes some very unhappy sounds that one can probably hear from, the next village.
You can't pull them out like that. You got to push them forward and through, and then you heal it. And then like
As you're perforating his liver.
I guess
that's a lot of blood. Well, here I can take care of that.
I guess Laodin's not a good person. He's just okay.
So looking at that picture, damn it, where'd it go?
The workshop.
Yeah, I had minimized. There it is. Yeah, it looks like there's a potential lot of stuff there that
There
even
is a lot of
probably
stuff
for
here.
intelligence.
There are papers, there are little bits and bobs. If you were to loot this place, Raina looks around and says, looks at all this stuff and says, selling all this crap might be enough to compensate my people for their losses.
Then you should do that.
But she says she also kind of hates to leave you guys with nothing.
We're going to be getting guild points.
Well,
Can't eat off
everybody wants gold. Well, you can eat with those. Can't eat one.
You take is the spell basically the thing that he dropped?
So no, the he's got a scroll in a scroll tube, and he will point it out to you before he goes unconscious. So Dustin can collect that.
Yeah, I was going to say we just take that and toss it to Dustin, let him look at it, see if he can Dustin or get well, whichever one.
Yeah, just at a cursory glance, you can see what kind of schools this covers. That sort of thing. You can get a basic sense of it, and yeah, it's all about manipulation from a distance.
Well, if you wanted apportation, this is how you get it.
All right, and you guys return back to Guffin Hall. Question mark? Anybody doing anything on this side of the border?
We should probably kill all the skelly men, just as a precaution.
Scatter the bones.
Yep.
I like that idea. And I will...
Also smash.
Are they actually skeletons or were they actual constructs?
Bones.
So they are actually constructs. If Getwell had tried to turn them, that would have been amusing, because nothing would have happened.
He wouldn't have thought it was amusing.
Fortunately, he figured that out first.
I can't think of anything that I want to do here.
All right, so you guys...
Antagonese, I would like to take this land at some point.
It's got some good wine over there. So you bag up what you can take with you as far as the goods goes, and Master Sorcerer will sleep off whatever it is.
can loot him and give anything like that to the people too.
Was
Well,
Sorcerer
yeah, go ahead.
was Sorcerer injured enough that half damage from the barbed head coming out would that have put him over the threshold?
Good lord.
Yes. Because that it does half the damage
Coming out.
is going in. I can't remember if it was damage or if it was actual injury. I don't think I ever got a complete answer on that.
You are a murderous psycho.
If it were just damage, that would have put him at that. So yeah, that would have put him in a death check.
Unless it was done properly, surgically.
With some healing. So you guys return to Guffin Hall, and morning comes eventually. Reyna will feed everybody, and at the table will slide over 5 guild coins and say, "Well earned."
Fantastic.
And she will invite you guys. You could stay as long as you like. If you want to stay a couple of days.
Well, I'd like to, but the king's wedding is right around the corner, and I mean to join the tourney.
So this is the 4th.
And also, and he's going to say this while glancing in the direction of the portrait, and he's like, I'm afraid that my presence may lead to some uncomfortable questions that don't have proper answers.
Yeah, like why do you look exactly like her father? I mean, look, guys, he looks exactly like him. I mean, like
Here, have a
spitting-
disapproving look.
And suddenly make you think the cards.
That said, however, if you need us, or at least, if you need me, let me know.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I go grab the card, find the card deck, and I try and find Reyna's mother on there.
Reyna's mother?
Why would
Kenrick's mother.
Right. So
does he know Kenrick's mother's name?
Getwell goes back and grabs his
I
box
probably
full of playing cards.
blessed your
and
mom's grave when you were doing the thing.
As described, there's a whole bunch of playing cards in here with people's names on them. Seem to be all female, some with little lip prints and that sort of thing on it.
How much do you know about your dad before I open this, deck of cards?
And Kenrick will actually notice that one of the cards has
Why am I gonna look at that?
What?
No, carry on.
While Getwell is thumbing through the cards there, you'll notice that the back of one of those cards has a familiar stagwood arms on the back of it. And it's not just that it's a stagwood card, it's that you've seen that specific back before.
Where?
There's a deck of cards at the place where you grew up that was always missing one.
Queen of Hearts.
It was the deck that you learned how to play Royals on when you were a kid.
Huh. And there was one always missing.
There was always one missing.
I kind of looked from Kenrick to Reyna to Kenrick to Reyna with a big dumb look on my face, like.
Well, clearly we're going to have some difficult conversations down the road.
Is he going to look?
Look at what, the card?
Yeah, he's going to look what the name is.
I'm thinking. No, I don't think he will, because he's got based off of what he's, hearing here, he doesn't particularly like the guy who sired him.
Nothing wrong with him.
He's an asshole. It's a man
All right.
war.
So Kenrick is holding back.
Yes, although, obviously he is going to start thinking of Reyna as sister, but
Has he just decided that that's the truth now?
well, he's not an idiot, and the portrait is kind of right there.
He's got A plus B. He doesn't need C as well.
He does not need C. He may end up asking his uncle down the road if he knows anything about, was it Randall?
Yeah. Now the next question I have is, does Getwell mention Grace and or Catelyn?
Well, I'd still have to query about those two particular. Actually,
Are you going to borrow those cards then?
Actually, I'll ask Reyna if I can borrow the deck.
It's Lady Reyna. Lady
Reyna.
Starkweather.
Lady Starkweather.
She didn't even know it was there. She's learning all this for the first time too, and the wheels are turning. Says,
I asked Dustin, hey, what was your mother's name?
Hey, Lynn,
insert
what
name
was
here?
your mother's name?
I'll start flipping through the cards. Dang it. Hey, Leonid.
that's probably a little far out for Randall to have gone that far, but he probably would have. All right, so I'm thinking that Reyna would probably say, "Yeah, you can take the cards," and she's probably a bit like Kenrick in that regard, not really wanting to know just how deep that rabbit hole goes.
But yeah, I said he's probably gonna. I'm thinking Kendrick is probably gonna start having correspondence with her.
She's actually gonna sometime during the morning there. She's gonna go out there and clean off the graveside where her father is buried. Says Lord Randall Starkweather, loved by many, understood by few.
There it is.
And thus the company of the Bere returned to the capital with a new understanding of family.
Confusing understanding of family. Getwell knows a little bit more than Kendrick and Reyna.
I was going to ask if you guys were going to take the same route back. If you're, for example, going back to Stagwood Castle and such, because if you do, obviously you could ask questions on the way.
I would very much like to ask some questions.
Okay. Questions
I may
will
get
be
put
asked.
off.
Possibly. and the book. So you guys actually purchased the cart. Or
Yeah,
the wagon,
we now have a
whatever.
wagon.
So it's going to
Which
take you a little
Getwell is
longer to get
pleased
back.
about.
So that will drag out your timing getting back. So instead of 3 days, it's probably going to take more like 6.
Pick up the pace there, Getwell.
Oh no, it might not be that bad. I mean, it's just that one. Wait, no, it's an actual wagon. Yeah, it's not going to go that fast.
We need to have Dustin cast that super speed spell on just the wagon.
Actually, what are you hooking up the wagon to?
Lady wagon.
Oxen? The horse?
Eh.
I don't know.
Oxen are so damn slow.
Murdoch.
He's
Yeah.
not here, though.
Cart makes more sense. You could probably get a horse to pull a cart, like a hand cart or something, without being specifically trained. Okay. Anyway, so somehow the book is going to get carted back. And the other question I was going to ask was, what is Dustin going to do with that spell? Or with the scroll specifically?
Is it evil?
Yes, it is.
Let's burn it.
All right. It shall be burned. I think
Been burninated.
that's all the questions I had. So, Phil, I already gave you the title. This is the Guffin Hall job.
The Guffin Hall job.
Let's see. Bennies. Who gets bennies today?
Damn, that's a good question.
Thinking. Anybody?
I don't know if there was anything super noteworthy done.
Well, let's see. I think I will make you one for managing to work in the cards thing, so it didn't leave that particular thread hanging. Yeah, there you go. All right, 1 character point.
And we all got 1 guild coin, right?
Yes, everybody got 1. Actually, the group gets an extra one, seeing as you can't split them up. So I'll make that 16 on the sheet. Yeah, it would have been 1 for Murdoch, but he didn't make it.
He didn't get one.
And he would have freaked out when he saw that workshop and all the stuff in there he could have looted.
So
Well,
on
I
the
don't
way
feel
back, we're
bad.
probably
Water to wine.
on the way back we're probably talking about how fortunate it was that Murdoch didn't come along. Otherwise, we'd be hauling all sorts of shit back.
Totally
I
got
guess
water to wine.
I am
God help us.
probably quieter than even normal as I'm rolling around potential revelations in my head.
How's that going to work when you find out I might be your half brother? Whoa.
Oh my god, that's going to be depressing.
Well,
I mean,
Getwell
like
didn't
Grant.
actually say that though, so
No.
I guess then the question would be: so Getwell is going to go back with the cards and talk to Grace, and Grace is going to confirm that yes, that is her, and yes, that is his mother.
Okay, so she was.
And yes, that may have been at the same time.
Good lord.
I'm the Danny DeVito to your Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, I actually don't know what's your age.
I think he's only like a couple of years younger.
Is he younger?
Actually, I may be wrong about that.
I think I have it as
What do I have?
23.
Yeah, he's older. Yeah, because Kenrick just turned 21.
Ah, okay. All right. Yeah. So
I'm
there's
your
that.
older brother. Whoa.
So after Getwell confirms that, is he
God,
going to take
yes.
that information back to Kenrick?
He's thinking really hard.
I guess. Additionally, if that does happen, is Kenrick then going to want to confirm for himself
Confirm what?
the card?
No. As far as he's concerned, you could just toss those into the nearest fireplace. And
All right. Well,
although this would
Oh no, I'm keeping the cards.
it would certainly explain, why Getwell is the way he is. We see what he inherited.
that wasn't hard to figure out. All right. So I think that's everything that I had. Any business? Somebody bought a spell. I don't think anybody had anything.
Right. I'm going to improve leadership.
Is Getwell going to take writing yet?
Nope.
He doesn't need it now. He's got the frickin' Teamster thing.
Yeah, you're not going to want to bring that wagon everywhere.
He is. He's totally going to want to do that.
Okay, he's going to want to. He wanted to in the first friggin' season.
I'm gonna improve leadership because having an 11 sucks. I want it to at least be 12.
Ah, right, yeah. All right, anybody else? Going once, going twice. If you're watching this and you have questions, corrections, suggestions, or general hecklings, feel free to leave a comment here or find us on Discord. Thank you for watching. Olympus out.
Good night, stream.
Bye.